Clash Royale.
Perhaps we are not.
Get your cat anyway. He needs to be watching this game. It's Frozen Temple. It's a good map. It's fun PvP
Well,
map.
that's what SC2 stands for, Star Cats 2, man.
Yeah.
We gotta get them in here to watch some more Protoss. Cats are probably Protoss too.
Probably.
I want to see a Protoss cat. What does it look like? Who cares? Game number 3 coming up here. Stats versus Classic. Questions we will never know the answer to. Classic's had to get his headset on first, and so does Stats. They are getting ready. I don't know. Stats definitely looking very strong in game 1, but just the macro not there in game number 2. Classic early third base, pumped out a ton of adepts and just really shaded forward into victory. See if he can take game number 3 as we get into it right now.
Here we are on another one of our icy maps, Frozen Temple. And up in the top left in the red from KT Rolster, it is Stats.
You know what time it is, Valdez?
What time is it?
It's game time.
Oh, man.
We fans saying, I'm always cheering for the solid and steady Stats. Hey, the fans know, man.
They're getting into it.
All right, well, down here on the bottom right side of the map, in blue, Protoss. It is in the red shirt. This is Classic. So Dark had his victory against TY, so now it's time for Classic to have his victory over Stats, go undefeated in this tournament.
We'll see if that can work out. Classic, I feel like a small underdog in this tournament, but anyone can win on any given day, as we learned yesterday.
That's very, very true. Yesterday, a great day in StarCraft history. In case you guys didn't check out those Tasia games in GSL, go watch those, but not before you finish watching the SSL here. And we are going to see the starting builds for both Protoss players being identical, which means that we have plenty of time to talk about just about everything else.
Protoss cats,
yeah,
stuff like that, yeah.
You know, sometimes as a caster, you're like, all right, let me do my research, let me make these notes, and then you find yourselves talking about things that you have no intention to ever discuss in the entire world. It's like, how did I wake up here? How did this happen? And yet somehow here we all are. It's actually kind of remarkable, you know, with as popular as esports is, and as much of a unifying force as it is in the world, like, you got to think that it's incredible that somehow everyone watching this game has found themselves wherever they are in their lives, all together at this one point in time watching video games. Like, if you had told Tiny Nerd Rapid about this growing up, I would have been like, oh my god, this is like the greatest reality to live in. And now here it is.
Here we are, guys. You're living in a glorious time for sure.
Quite literally
growing
the
up
dream.
with the growth of esports, the growing up of esports as well. We're all growing up together. We'll see who dies out first. Probably us.
Esports lives forever. Esports is going to be the HAL that, you know, jettisons us from the space station.
Yes.
Well, actually, no. HAL's the never mind. I got the yeah. HAL's the robot. Dave's the human. All right, we got it.
There you go.
Somebody out there has not watched 2001: A Space Odyssey and has no idea what I'm talking about.
That would be me.
What?
This is what I was talking about. This happens all the time. Please don't revoke my nerd card.
Oh my god. Well, actually, it's actually the most boring movie in the world, so nobody's going to fault you for missing that one.
So why is it such a big deal? Like, why do you have to watch it?
So picture an obelisk, right? Just like a long, tall thing. And then imagine staring at that for about, say, a good hour and a half. That's the opening to the movie. So
that doesn't sound very interesting.
Go read the book.
I'm not sure that I'm gonna watch that movie based on your review. I may think twice about it.
All right, well, we do see the early harassment being cleared out as both players going for essentially the same build. No early Stargate shenanigans here, just going to be early Robos, or at least Robo first. They're not early, they're exactly on time. Just like me for every meeting.
Yes.
Except for yesterday and the day before. But we're going to forget about those. And as far as robos go, they are right
on time.
On time.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Stats going for the heavy Adept play, whereas Classic went for the more defensive Stalkers. Finally goes for some Adepts afterwards and scouts just a bit. Sees the base there. Is going to shade in as well. But look at this, he's going to commit this time to killing some probes. He actually focuses it. You know, we saw this a lot out of SOS, actually. Classic doing the same thing, by the way, and getting one extra kill and forcing an overcharge as well.
Well, it's just the strength of that target firing, like you mentioned. Last time he shaded 4 Adepts in, didn't target the probes, and lost all of them. This time, he target fires the probes and gets an extra one out of it. So, not really, you can literally say that's the exact difference in workers. It's just that one probe momentarily. So not really all that impactful just yet. So we do have the first scouting Phoenixes. Phoenixy coming out.
Phoenixy? That's a new way to say it, I suppose.
Phoenixy, yeah. We're gonna get the scouting info out there. Phoenix.
I think that's actually how you say it. The Phoenixes or Phoenix.
I promise you, Phoenix is a word no one has ever said before.
I just said it right now, man. You said it as well.
You're pioneering new and interesting strats here. Strats for Stats coming in. He's going to have the Warp Prism there to just barely save those Adepts and get them out alive.
Nice snipe on the Sentry, as well as the probes, of course.
Very similar play there being made by Classic up in Stats base. And we have a distanced pylon for the darkest of shrines.
Too bad it's not on Dusk Towers playing against Dark.
Yeah, but, that would be oddly appropriate. Yeah, the emo shrine coming out.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not a black shrine, I'm a dark shrine.
Oh, get it right.
No one understands
Come on.
Well, it is out there, and these 4 Stalkers have found the Warp Prism that, unfortunately, their little Stalker arms are not long enough to reach out and grab it. So they're going to get away on their pony trot legs.
Yeah, they kind of trot away, don't they?
That is very true. Much like ponies.
Yes.
Those things my sister always wanted, but was too annoying to ever get. Don't tell her I said that. Here we go. We got the consistent Adept harassing those Warp Prisms.
I'm like, shame on you. You're on TV. Like, she can hear you.
She's like the least esports person I know.
Someone's going to tell her and she's going to watch the VOD.
I think I'm good out there.
Maybe.
Safe for now. She's not going to come in and, I don't know.
Perhaps.
Oh my god. I'm safe. Unlike Stats, who may not be safe from these incoming Dark Templar. Shrine completes. Where is or are the Warpins? There they are, 3 of them.
There's only one observer here for Stats. Let me see where it is actually right now, as we do have a observer PC over here. Okay, it's right in front of the natural, so it's pretty close by. He can get over to the 3rd relatively soon.
And if Dark Templar ever try to attack us here at the studio, Brendan, I got you right here doing the observing.
Oh, okay.
For the D.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
All right, well, here come the DTs.
I got it.
They're in the base. Will Stats be able to defend? Already starting to lose probes. The overcharges don't do anything if you don't have any vision.
Very true, and even so, it does deter Classic from killing any more of those probes, so he's just going for these pylons here. Finally, a second observer pops out. These DTs will be dealt with in due time. They did delay a ton of mining and got 9 kills on the probes.
Yeah, that was actually really, really clutch. Only one observer, like you mentioned, Brendan, and now starting a second one as well.
Yes, Rapid just knocked over his water bottle.
I had the top on. It's okay. Casting with wet pants is the least fun thing to do, so
oh yes,
gotta remember to put the top back on. So either way, we got a big push out into the middle of the map coming out from Stats. He's had enough of Classic's DT shenanigans. Now he is looking to put
it's a big investment, you know, and Stats knows that, so he is going to move across the map. And Classic, Stats is actually going to go up this ramp, but Classic is not defending it.
Yeah, he's not at the top of the ramp. You have to create a position there that Stats can't fight up, and now Up at the top, he's breached it. Here come the shields.
Oh,
They
look
are
at the
on
force fields too.
huge
So many units
force
behind.
fields. That overcharge is not going to make up for the difference. Stats has in here just so much Protoss, but being pushed back.
Needs the warp in here. The warp prism was a little bit late, and in fact, Stats is just going to back off for now and begin his harassment. As even though the force fields were great, they were not enough to win him the fight there.
Warp Prism, literally a paper airplane up there with very low health and shields being pushed back after so much DT harass. It was ultimately unsuccessful. Might have delayed the push there from Stats a little bit, but now we get to see if Classic can deal with a little bit of harassment of his own.
Just getting one probe there, not too much damage. This Warp Prism still hanging around, but there are two Stalkers with the Observer waiting nearby. And we're kind of just going to sit back as these guys macro up on their third bases. The attack was unsuccessful. Small bits of harassment will come out here and there.
Yeah, much like when you shoot a tomato with a shotgun. Small bits coming out here and there.
Wow. That's very true, Rapid. I'm glad you pointed that out.
Hey, as somebody out there
somebody had to
is
say
now
it.
more engaged because of that analogy. Somebody's like, oh my god, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
You, my friend.
Does sound like fun. Although, I guess a lot of bits of tomato would go everywhere.
Yeah, that is the unfortunate downside, unless you're just trying to make the world's most messy salad.
With, you know, pieces of
with
bullets in
a
it,
shotgun.
you know? It doesn't sound too tasty, but I see what you're
salad
going for.
ever. All right,
Here we go. Classic is going for this.
Well, this time Classic with a much larger army of Adepts shading right on top of Stats. He knows what this is like from the last game, and it looks like it's going Classic's way.
Looks like it, although the overcharge is definitely helping out here. Another warp in here from Stats, and all of a sudden this becomes a very even fight. Once those Archons get sniped out here, a lot of them are very low. Stats could definitely hold on here, though. Another warp in here from Classic.
Immortals for Classic doing so much work in the back, just completely untargeted, and they're killing everything. I want to get the kill counts on those guys. They are monsters, and they're really keeping Classic in this push.
Yeah, they really are. One of these Immortals on 3 kills, the other also on 3 kills. Buddy's there. Another huge warp in here from Classic as he tries to end this game. The probes are being pulled even.
All about the Adept Stats risking everything, pulling the probes, but they will not be enough. GG, Classic, taking the second game in a row.
There you go. Even with the, you know, the DT harass, he got a nice little lead there. And from there, even though his third base was late, is what I wanted to say. It is going, you know, he was fine because he did a lot of damage, and once he held off that attack from Stats too, he was in a pretty good spot there to take that game.
That is true. Much like Dalmatians. Pretty good spot to be in.
Yes.
Tried really hard
you
for that
gotta go.
one.
Like we're sinking deeper and deeper. The longer this cast goes on, we'll see what other analogies.
I got my fingers on the cliff and I'm like losing them one by one.
You got your pinky on there, trying to hang on.
Holding myself up with my eyelids here pretty soon.
Whoa, that would be intense.
Yeah, man, I got some pretty strong. All right, well, we are going to be taking a 5-minute break, guys, so you'll be able to recover from all of whatever this is. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after 5 minutes.